Okay, have it running. People program. Just let me try this. Yeah, I don't see any people, but I know there's some very strange people looking at screens, I think. I'm not exactly sure. Uh, but anyway, so just to remind everyone about what we were doing, yeah, I think it was this one. Let me just keep one tab open at most. And maybe move this to here. That probably becomes easier to see what you're doing. Is this... I don't know. So last time we were building this the CLI, right? This command line interface. We were trying some stuff here. We made some functions, like we have the options, and to run this class, basically we just like can call main.py and like run the. Are you guys able to see it? Is it okay? Maybe a bit bigger is better, right? Okay, maybe this is better. Okay, so options. The function received no. What's that? I see. Yeah, it's because I need this model hash.
What is this model hash?
Oh, it's just this. It's because these functions are all working together. But let me just explain again what we are doing on the transform one. So for now, I'm just hard coding these comments, right? These variables here, but these will be inputs later. So then we print transforming data from viral guy with mask.mp4 that it's here in files to outputs, which is gonna be like output.mp4 using model status mix with metadata template with this as a template, because our idea was that we would have a video and an image that has some metadata from that was probably already generated from a stable diffusion model. And we're gonna try to get this as kind of like restyle this video with this style, we use stable diffusion. So first we get the info from the from the templates, okay? So just to show our template 2 is this fun? This one? No. This one. Yeah, I think I was trying with different ones.
This is okay too. Yeah. No problem.
I think because most of if you go to the status mix, most of the images are like this.
Yes.
So it's hard, actually, something that has a man, it's hard to find. Yeah, it's because I was trying to, yeah. Anyway, I can change again to templates. So we have the template, so let me just show this main.py .info. Oh, sorry. Template.jpg.
Okay.
Okay, so you see, this is what it has inside this function. I mean, it gives me a Python dictionary with this idea of prompt, negative prompt, steps, like all the information that I have to put in the model later,
Okay.
So what I'm doing here is just reading, and this is just like printing again.
Is this like a JPEG file that you have?
Yeah, this is the JPEG file, and it basically reads. There is something called, what is it called again?
So from an image, it extracts all its information, for example, like size and.
Yeah, it also gets the size. You see here, size 1, size 2.
Yeah.
So it has all this information. The thing is that I have to convert it later on. You see? So we have like width. So this is actually one thing that I saw that I have to double this because I don't remember exactly why now. Why I double this? Maybe I can take this out. But had the impression that this was too small. But anyway, like if we keep the same aspect ratio, it shouldn't be a problem. Uh, but so we get the info, which is basically it says here it's a string, but it's not a string actually. It's a dictionary. It's a dictionary of strings to string or integers. I think. I'm just typing it because it helps me understand it later, but not necessary by Python. So then we get the options. So these options is because like the model has this you see Ceros mix v4, but actually in the payload that we're gonna send later we need the hash, I think, or vice versa or something like that. So no, actually I forgot. It's because it's not that we need the hash. It's that actually to set this is a kind of a global variable. You don't define it in the payload. So you see, like, there is no model in the payload here. There is a model used for the control net, but for the global model itself, there is no variable. So we need actually to set like the whole system to this model, and then all the like going forward, all the requests we're gonna be use this model. So if you want to change in the middle, you have to call these options. These are like some these general variables. And then anyway, so basically what I do then is I get my in this case it's because I was just testing, so I was using like a single image. You see,
Yeah.
like the templates again, like it's gonna be like from the template to the templates.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna have much effect, but we can try now.
So there's
So
B64 encoding.
yeah, so this was one of the things that we did. I can actually make this into its own function. Just a second.
Yeah.
Ctrl Shift R. No, doesn't work.
So
Extract method.
So does it like
Uh,
it encodes the image to something?
base64. Yeah, it's because this is the thing.
Why do
We
need
are
base64?
not sure because this is something I just assumed the last time I was thinking about this. Like, is everyone okay with like HTTP verbs and HTTP methods? Have you used this before? Because what we are doing here is
Converting,
a
yeah.
post.
Converts to
Yes.
the text.
Yeah, so like, what happens exactly? We are making a HTTP request, and an HTTP request requires us to send a JSON object, like a
Yeah.
JavaScript object notation,
Yeah.
a JSON. So a JSON in Python is the same thing as a dictionary, and a JSON only accepts very simple data like strings and numbers. We cannot send like a Python class.
Yes.
So an image, for instance, is also like, what is an image? It's a file type.
Right.
So you have to encode it to what is called this base64. Base64 is actually something very simple. You probably know, like, have like binary
Yes.
numbers and hexadecimals is like base 16. It's just a base 64. So base 64, to be honest, is like all the symbols that you have. There is in Python there is a easy way to show this. There is something, I think, a package that is called string, and you have actually it's even better if I did here, I think, for string. If you go to string, this module, it's just a bunch of definitions, and you have all this. So you have ASCII lowercase. I call ASCII it's ACI. Anyway, uppercase, and you have digits. If you sum these with these with these, which are gonna be with these, so printable, I think. Yeah, printable. If you get printable, all these things, I think you get 64. No, this is 100. So maybe it's a little bit less because I think some of these symbols are not allowed in a base 64. Maybe ASCII uppercase, punctuation, octadigits. Let me just try ASCII letters.
Probably.
Yeah, 52, and then you have like
The
plus.
numbers from 10.
Yeah, plus 10, but I think you also have like two symbols. Oh, sorry. So anyway, base 64 is basically this. It's like you can encode any binary idea into uppercase, lowercase, and the digits.
Right.
So it's just gonna be a random string. This is interesting because then you can pass a whole image into a JSON. But at the same time, it's not a very good idea because like we're gonna send a video. It's gonna be how big this string is gonna become. Like it's gonna be a huge string.
Yes.
Like we're talking like each letter is like a byte.
Yeah.
So if we had like a gigabyte, it's gonna be a billion, a billion bytes. So it's gonna be a string of a billion letters, or more. It can. This is the bare minimum actually.
And we have like videos,
Yeah,
videos
exactly.
which can be any size.
Yeah, so this is one of the reasons that this is not used in a big scale. This is why, but I mean, our images are fairly small, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, at least if it's.
But it does generate. I noticed that this does generate some kind of delay between the server because we are sending like I have the server in the CV lab and it's sending this via base 64, and HTTP by itself has a lot of layers of not exactly defense, but like of checking back and forth.
Yeah.
So this also makes it a bit slow. But anyway, we're not talking about like making this public or many people using. So it's just for us to test. It's fine.
Yeah, like generally, like do they use this one for video uploading or something like that?
Video uploading, no. It's not how it definitely not how it works.
I see.
I never saw. When I worked in a company, we used multi-data format. It's a different kind of. It's a bit more complicated to set up, but it works better. Sorry. Let me just make this a variable because we're gonna need this later. Damn. Not file path. It can be a string actually. Anyway, so what this function does, I forgot to show this. So it's actually, you have this, I like to do like this. Probably if you learned Python before, you saw this method open. But, so like, what I'm doing here in open path and the read bytes is basically doing this, like open the file path, reading and in binary mode. So it's gonna read all the bytes of the, and then we're gonna have a byte string. Then I do the base 64 encode that generates something that has to be decoded, and then I decode as I call ASCII. I don't know how guys pronounce this.
Yeah, we say ASCII.
ASCII. Yeah.
ASCII.
So it's what is this? It's basically these symbols, these basic symbols that go from 0 until Z. And I think like exclamation mark sometimes, yeah, because it has 64 symbols. But anyway, so let me go back here. Let me put this string here. So anyway, this is gonna get our base 64 encoded image. And then let's take a look at the payload. So this is a payload for image to image, okay? So we have the prompt. That is where it comes from the metadata, okay? We have the negative prompt, just to show again what we are dealing with. Is this, yeah, this one. So the prompt is this one man solo photography close up, muscular hellboy, what, etc, etc. I also discovered how to use the LoRa. It's actually very simple. There is in the server there is a folder, like inside models. There's a LoRa folder. I actually tried one and it worked. I And it's interesting because these lauras, they're like very specific information. Like there was one that was like kimono, Japanese clothes.
Yeah.
It's like it adds this idea, but it also, how can I say? It also kind of forces the model into using this kind of closing. For instance, like if I activate the LoRa, and like if I put the LoRa here, it's almost certain, and I have the model of course, and it's almost certain that this is gonna generate something like that. Even if the rest of the prompt has nothing to do with Japan or like a robot doing
I see,
something,
I
but I
see.
put a lot of kimono, it's gonna try to put a kimono in the middle. So it kind of like, uh, how can I
Which
say,
one is
alienates
this?
them.
Yeah, which one? The K void energy.
Yeah,
No?
we can install this quickly. I can.
Yeah, like what does this do? This one, K void energy.
I don't remember. I didn't look it. I can just look here.
can check it
K
out.
void energy.
Yeah.
Usually these LoRa's they are very don't have so many downloads. Yeah, this like have 4,000 that Citus Mix has.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, something completely different with
100.
all Connie style LoRa's. I started to feel
What is
as a one trick. I have no idea what
What
it's
is a
talking about.
Coney?
I have no idea. Yeah, maybe it's
Coney con. Yeah.
yeah. I have
Buy
no
Coney
idea.
Coney a coffee.
Yeah, these guys they do this because it's all free. They do all for free. Laura has been made under 5 minutes. Training time not included. Obviously. I will deliver a few more Lauras of this kind. So I think
think it's
it's
just
kind
like
of
a
like a
character.
wizard, yeah. So it's because just to explain how a Laura is made exactly. It's a way to add an idea to a model with like 10 images.
Okay.
You can just use literally 10 images. I can like take 10 images of Tunga and make a Laura, Tunga Laura, and then it's gonna start out. It's like you really alienate the model into generating very similar images.
Oh.
You know, but I think it's like this purple with these globes around, something like this. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Really amazing. Would love to see a full version. So trigger words, void energy. Anyway, yeah, so to download, I just copy the link address here. I like to do I created these LoRa's, you see?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna copy this, change this. So it's gonna download this thing and put in the LoRa's folder. Okay, so we should have it here. Yeah, okay. It just has 001. I have no idea why this is. Okay. What is the other one? Hellboy something, right? Hellboy Laura. Let me look for this. Maybe Google is better than this thing. I always have this impression. See it? AI. Hellboy Laura. Okay, maybe this one. So you see, it only has like 305.
Oh, I can see the resemblance. Look at the first one. Like
Yeah,
lights.
exactly.
Yeah, it just tries to make it like.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, oh yeah, so you see our example here.
Yeah.
So you see the it even imitates the position. I mean, it's very interesting because it's a easy way to create like a variation of some image.
We can create our own LoRa's, right?
Yeah, it's very simple. We can. Yeah, I think this would be a good lab even like later. We can now create our own LoRa's.
Can just write down.
We can try to make you dance with a LoRa.
Yeah, no, we can do some stupid LoRa's, you know. Like I have like.
No, because I really
plenty
saw a
of
video in YouTube. A guy made a virtual girlfriend. She was like completely fake, but she basically got images of like some Koreans, like from like idols, and he created a fake one and created a Twitter account for her, and she was posting pictures. and it was all fake. And a guy falling in love in the digital thing, like, please, I love you, let's meet. It was really strange. The video was really, like, the guy was like, this is really preoccupying. Where are we going as a society? Because people fall in love with digital art. No. Anyway, so I have both of the LoRa's now, so it should work. Anyway, going back to this, so we have the the prompt, you see, the
yeah,
negative prompt.
yeah. Like where did this prompt come from? Like for example,
It's from the image.
from that image.
Yeah, so these templates, this is something that this program does. This stable diffusion program. It has this thing inside the metadata, because all
Yeah.
images have some metadata.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically has a big string of all this information.
I see.
You can
Is
actually
this like a
design.
specialized type of image or any JPEG image?
No,
has
any
that?
JPEG has metadata actually. PNG also has metadata.
Yeah, but like for example, like mostly I think the metadata is a form of like the pixels and the size and the definition, right? But this is like a prompt, right? How did
yeah,
this
no,
prompt
but this is
get generated?
yeah. So you can actually put text inside an image too. It's,
Really?
Yeah. It's because of this format, this JPEG format. It doesn't only save the pixels.
I
It
see.
has like a limited amount that you can put a string inside.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when you take a picture also, you go to your phone and then the app has like, oh, you took this day using this I don't know, shutter time or this lens. All this is the also metadata that is they actually, because I didn't show this, but this is something that I did on the day that after we left, but I actually went in the stable diffusion codes and I got this function from there. Read info from, it's a huge function. It uses it basically like uses a bunch of regex and use this package called py x if, and it's basically like it loads this thing and then it gets this information from inside the image and it parses. It has a lot of parsing inside here because it's not like it doesn't save a JSON. It saves a string. I think if it's saved the JSON, it would be simpler, but anyway, the guy doesn't do this. It basically saves a string, and then he parses with regex the string layer.
I see.
But anyway, going back to this, it's just so we get this information from there, and we have the steps, we have the sampler, sampler, not sampler.
Negative prompt. Okay.
The sampler, we have the CFG scale, the seeds. We have the size 1, which is the width, and the size 2, which is the height. I just doubled it, but I don't know, we can try different stuff. So not all images also have the same ones. I tried with different templates, and some have this denoising strength, some doesn't.
What is a denoising strength?
I'm not exactly sure, but you know that stable diffusion has this like diffusion is a denoising process. Basically, how does it work? Like, you have the stable diffusion model. It actually starts from pure noise and applies. No, you know, like you have these 30 steps. So the stable diffusion model like tries to get the noise closer to an image. So and then you get like it's like you denoise it. So you denoise it once, you denoise it twice, you denoise it 30 times. But how do you denoise it? With the prompt. The prompt is like the guide of the denoising.
I see.
That's why like sometimes if you just put like a bad prompt, it might get like something that resembles an image, but I don't know what it is because the prompt was not a good how to say
I see.
direction. It didn't create a good direction.
Yeah, like the
It's because
initial information, which is like our prompt, is important in determining like which direction the model is going to denoise.
the theory that I read on this once is that like this. Imagine an image like you have 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, right?
Okay.
The space of image of values that the image has is huge. Like each one have like 256 values. Let's say it's a black and white image.
All right.
So you have 256
Yeah.
elevated to 1,000 by 1,000, like to 1,000,000.
Mm-hmm.
So the number of possible images of 1,000 by 1,000 is ridiculous. It's abnormal. You know, it's giant, and But however, most of them are noise.
Hmm.
Only a few subspace of images actually have content. Like if you think of all possible dog images, it's an even smaller one
Yeah.
that has information that has. So the idea to see this is like imagine the noise is like a sphere, like a 3D sphere.
Okay.
So when you search for noise, it's like anywhere inside the sphere. But the volume of a sphere is much bigger than the area, surface area. So what the stable diffusion model does, like it's walking inside the image to get it to the surface. The surface is like the pixel world,
Right.
and the noise is like the, how can I say, representation world, or like it doesn't really have information. So the model tries to get the noise to the pixel world, kind of like this, you know. It's like you have like two spaces, a pixel world and a representation noisy world that has no information,
Yeah.
and the model kind of tries to guide this thing out to the pixel world. Like again, the idea of the sphere is because you have much more noise, so the volume is cubic and the area is quadratic. So
I see. So,
It's like-
so let's suppose we start from an image, right? We have an image with some pixels and values. You know, they are stored in like a tensor maybe.
mm-hmm.
And from that point on, we we have what they call we train it, of course, on a particular model. Maybe do we add the image there? Or what does it do? For example, like
I mean, like in stable diffusion.
yeah, for example, when I say when I generate a prompt, you know, so the first thing is like since it's an image, does the initial process require us to generate an image from my prompts for this to be guided on this image?
You mean the case of text to image?
In the case of this, yeah, text to image.
Yeah, in text to image, what happens like it just uses the seed. It has no initial image, so
Okay.
you only use the seed. So instead of having this initial image, it is going to generate like random noise.
Yeah.
Just imagine like like you know, like old TVs that have like this random noise,
Yeah.
and it's gonna pass, and then there is something that is called clip tokenization, clip latent. I don't remember exactly the term, and it's a way to get the prompt and convert it to a vector that is going to like define the direction
Mm.
on how to do it.
Yeah.
However, when you get image to image, it's a bit different. You actually get the original image, then you add a bit of noise, not so much, but add a bit of noise, and then from there you try to denoise. It's like, imagine you, there is a lot of examples. I saw this online, like the guy, imagine you take your glasses off, like all of you use your glasses off. Imagine like you take you see someone and then you take your glasses off and then you put again, it's like similar but different, you know?
Yeah.
So image to image is more like this. It's like taking your glasses and like forgetting what you saw and then trying to draw it again. It's kind of like as if the model did something like it with the prompt. It's like the prompt is like the only hint that you have
I
on
see.
how to draw it again. You know, it's like it's kind of like this. That's why there is a lot of images that I saw. A lot of guys talk about this, and they don't. I think they don't know, but they say, "Oh, it feels like the model got the right idea, but the details are wrong. Like the hands are fused together or something." But if you add some blur, it's perfect. But because the blur was an original image,
Mm.
it's just that you have the image, you blur it, and then you try to denoise, to unblur it. So that's why the blur looks very good, because probably it was an original image. It's just like trying to reinterpret the original image, you know?
I see. So basically, what we do in stable-
I have to go, right? Sorry. I'm gonna post the video later, so
where is he going?
he has to go. My number card.
Oh, bye. Yeah.
Yeah, he
so,
told.
yeah. So for example, image to text. I guess the model. Let's say I write something. Yeah. So the next step for the model is to determine which image is particularly closer to the prompt which is there, right? Because it has to like have some initial idea of what pixels to.
Yeah. It was trained on in the case of Stable Diffusion of billions
of images, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to try to.
But it doesn't know how to make sense of this
Yes.
without the prompt, you know. If you can actually, I don't know if it allows it in here, but you can actually try to generate an image without a prompt. Yeah, it actually does. It's gonna generate like what is called a default image. So see like.
So this is like zero prompt, right?
Yeah, zero prompt. So it's like you have zero hint. So it generates something very random.
Yeah.
And if I change the seed here, right? Oh yeah, so it generates a different seed. So this is the only thing that is actually influencing, I think. In this case, it generated the same one. Let me try for different seeds, because I think in the case it has, yeah, so now the seed influence, you see? So it's like something, what is this? I have no idea what this is. It looks completely abstract. But then I get this and I do dog. Now it knows how to get out, probably, you see? Maybe not.
What is this?
But this is because it's a bad prompt. It just says dog.
Yeah.
It's more kind of a dog
like
animal.
dog. I see.
But this is because the model has so many biases, you know.
Yeah,
so
I
many.
think it's basically like it was trained so much on like cute girls and stuff that even if you try to like.
It's because if you think about it, it is a stable diffusion model that saw the 5 billion images, and then it probably was showed like 100,000 images of anime.
Yeah.
When you do this transfer learning, there is a phenomenon of what is called catastrophic forgetting. Like it kind of alienates itself on that thing.
I see.
So it still remembers what a dog is.
Yeah.
But it's very alienated. You know, it's very biased on creating this kind of girls. It has to have a girl.
Yeah, I see.
But then if I do girl now.
Yeah, it will generate perfectly, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I think so, because this is something that it was trained to do. You know, it was something it was trained to do.
Exactly.
It's like training set was.
Let me see what happens if I do boy.
Like too many images. So like it's
something.
Yeah, it's like the weights in the model.
Yeah.
Are like they have biases, like, so that each image will automatically will try to get each pixel in that image towards a girl, you know, whatever that means.
It's like imagine, remember the idea of this sphere. You have the noise and you have the pixel space. It's like a sphere. What is this? It's like a symmetrical thing. It can go to all the directions.
Yeah.
Imagine one of the regions of the sphere is this anime world.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it is this thing like was increased and all the rest is like bent far apart.
Right.
It's a bit hard to visualize. Maybe it's better if you think like it's like you have a hole. It's the noise now is much closer to the anime pixel world. So for it to generate like a realistic image now, it's very hard for it, because it kind of forgot about this. It's kind of, this is the power and the weakness of transfer learning and catastrophic forgetting. You can specialize the model, but because it specializes, it also only specializes in another thing that it was good at, you know?
Yeah.
Because, so like, I put alien here.
I think, I don't know if it
even
makes
the alien
sense.
is like...
Yeah, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's more like, let's just say we have a huge drum, and we fill it with, you know, like 10 juices or something, and one of the juices is like really strong, you know, like the blueberry juice is like extremely strong.
Yeah,
and then we are like, we create a machine below which separates the juices, you know, depending on whether the juice, again, it separates the juices if like the people want to drink it, and then people will get the juice separated, but that juice still has something of the blueberry.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
Strong. Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm just making things up.
Yeah. It's this idea of like, you kind of, because the model, what it has weight, it has tensors that has these ideas.
Yeah.
When you pass new images, not all the weights are going to change so much, but all of them will, and a lot of them will change a lot. It's like this is the idea of this specialization. And so what I knew before kind of is kept there, but in a new way. So that's why it's like, this is the idea of specializing a model. Like, you really want this kind of thing, which is a power and also very bad, because like I could generate a model to generate like child sexual abuse imagery, and it can generate like how can we deal with if so much data is gonna, you know?
Yeah,
This can be
probably
like,
because it has. I think it because probably I think the initial model they just scraped all the images they can get, right? Like for example, they did not like since there are like billions and
yeah.
billions
In
of
that case,
images,
I
like,
use the data set is called Leon 5B. It has some kind of what do they call
Dark
filtering, but it still has not safe for work images. In the original, that's why this thing it uses Stable Diffusion 1.5, which I think you still has not safe for work images, but the 2.0 doesn't. They train it all over from the start without this kind of images, so it doesn't know like if I put like try to generate like pornography or something here, it's not gonna do. But maybe this Cetus mix, I think it might generate. And also the LoRa's is an easy way to break these two. However, the LoRa's, they do not generate so much creativity. Like I put alien here, generate something completely different from that girl that was here before. But if I do the LoRa, now it like, if I put like all the prompts in like the Hellboy, for instance, all of them are gonna be very similar, because the LoRa is a way of like, it is gonna be, it's like you're gonna start very close to the pixel space.
Yes.
So it can only move it cannot go to the other side of the sphere, you know?
I see,
Like it's really close to the pixel space.
Yeah. It kind
So
of
it's like
directs.
It's like you can only move up in the the pixel space. So if you are starting like from this distance, even if you move a bit from this, you are gonna still be a Hellboy, you know?
Right.
It's like the Lord is gonna do this. But if you now start from the
You
middle,
have like more space.
you have more to travel around, more to be creative, you know?
Right.
It's like this is kind of the metaphor of creativity. Like it's like the more abstract it starts from, the more it's gonna differentiate itself. But if it starts from something that is very close, like it's almost copying the original one. This is like what the LoRa's does.
And also like for the seed, for example, the seed is like what we call is like an initial image, right? Which we're
No, the seed is gonna generate. It's gonna be how it's gonna generate the noise.
I see. So
because like I can.
Is it not an image? Is the seed?
No,
what is the seed exactly?
So the seed is just this number.
Yeah.
And then I can come here to show you this. Like, let me open Python again. Maybe I have like torch. Damn. Let me go to the server. Maybe it's gonna be there. So inside torch, have import torch. Okay. So I mean, maybe this is not exactly the way they do this, but this would be a way. There is this function rand. If I just call it, I mean, it's gonna generate nothing. But so this generates a random number from 0 to 1 with a normal distribution. If I do 10, I generate 10 numbers.
Tensor.
If I ask it to generate, what was the size here again? 512768.
Yeah.
Right? So 512768, and then like 3 channels. Now I have a random image. If I plot this to you, it's literally like
any image.
It's like completely noisy.
I see.
It's like
static image or something.
yeah, exactly. Random image noise. It's because plotting here is not gonna be simple, but yeah, it's like this.
I see.
No, it's gonna be exactly like this. White noise. So this is the starting point.
Yeah.
This is like very, very abstract. Like you cannot see any girl or anything here. So that's why you start from this point. Because it's like the further away you can think of anything that has any information. This has no information. Physically speaking, it has no information, no? Mathematically speaking. So how can you add some information here? It's like this idea of denoising. You know? And the thing is that each seed that I put is going to generate a different combination. Like, if I do this many times, it's gonna generate different numbers, you see? Every time it's a different number. But this is because of the original seed. There is a function. Let me see if I remember. Tor generator. Is it like this? No. Generator. Oh yeah. So generator maybe it has a seed here. Yeah, I think so. So now if I do rand, let me just call it G. Not sure how to do this. I never used this actually. Maybe like this. Let me do 10 generator equals G maybe. Express CPU device type for generator found CUDA. Device equals CPU.
Multiple arguments. Are we already?
And device CPU. Okay. In this case, it's because it's used the same generator. But if I put torch generator here, because I'm not defining the seeds actually, but device CPU. Yeah, you see. So now because it's like using the same generator, it has the same seed. I don't know exactly what the seed is in here, but there is a way to specify the seed. So now it's the same one.
Yeah.
But because the generator is basically like it's a starting point, and every time you call generator, generate to me another random number. So the seed in a random number generator is basically the first random number.
That comes to
Yeah.
the
It's because
the generator.
a random number there are many ways of doing this, but
Yeah.
it's basically like it's kind of a chaotic series
Yeah.
of number.
Yeah,
So it's like going back and
yeah,
forth, back and forth, back
I guess
and forth,
it
back and
depends
forth.
on like the. I guess it's part of like a cryptography. They use this random
Yeah.
number generators for
There is
like
a
career passwords and stuff. Yeah.
let me see if I remember. Random number generator ecological. There is a very simple equation that you can. Let me see if Wikipedia shows it. Yeah, this equation.
Yes.
So this equation is very simple, and it was proposed after studying, I think, like how bees multiply in nature. And this is just a recurrence relationship, you know. And if you have these A and B, like very large integers, you can really generate like similarly random numbers. Actually, this mod M generates a period. So, but if you have M like billions and billions, like trillions, it's gonna be basically random for you. But this is actually a very simple, the linear congregation generator. So this basically generates like random numbers,
I see.
and the seed is x0.
Yeah.
You see? So just put the seed here, multiply these numbers, m, you got another one. Then you put it again, another one. So this generates a sequence of random numbers.
Right.
And
So
and
for
so
example, if I know what the seed is, basically I can know what the generated number is going to be if I know it.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like if I put like alien here, generate.
Yeah. And the same seed number.
The same seed is gonna generate the same
Yeah,
image.
can you
know?
just do it again so that we can verify this?
Yeah. So I mean, I hope yeah. So seeds. You see 41550
Yeah.
generate again.
Sending request again. Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, the same. Now I'm gonna add 1 here. So 85, 86. You see?
Yep.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Now let me
So
go
it's basically
back.
like getting the seed number is the what do you call it? Like
It's the starting point.
is the starting point, and
This
depending on like if we know a seed number or something like that, we can make.
It can be
If
used
somebody
to.
has like
Yeah, so like I have to use the seed here. You see, seed,
Yes.
I have to set the seed here. Well, yeah, so this seed is gonna generate a very, like, because I am using the same seed and the same template and everything is the same, this is probably gonna generate like the same image, to be
Yeah.
honest. Just continuing it, like, and then this is where I put the base 64, you see?
Yeah.
I can actually even maybe move this to here later, but anyway. Batch size is only
Images,
one,
batch size 1.
and then this
Always
is how I do the
scripts.
control net. So the control net is actually interesting because this, you see, it only uses the module and the model. So I have, I can put two here.
Module is canny. Okay, so first we are going to do canny.
It's, yeah. So this is this part
Yeah,
where you have like control unit 0.
I see.
Then it's like clicking in here and selecting this model. So
Yeah.
it calls as like this control type would be the module, and model is this model here that was trained. So when I ask this here, then it's gonna uh, uh, send the request. You see, this is the post request, and then it's gonna try to save the image. So just to show this, Python main.py transform. So this is probably going to generate something very similar. Oh, let me just exclude these ones. Oh yeah, I was trying one template with
Yeah.
the other one. So this is how it got. See, like it's kind of hell, but it didn't have the loras.
Helger maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Let me just move this to trash so that we can generate a new one. Main.py transform. Model is set to Sirius Mix v4. Sometimes it just has this. It gets kind of stuck. I'm not sure. Oh, it's starting. I think it's also because it takes time to send the image. You see,
Yeah.
so it does get stuck. CPU going to 900%. It's doing his thing. Okay, it went to 0% now. I think it's finished maybe. Now we have to download it back. Not sure if the memory is not on 0. The CPU is still processing something. Not sure what. Looks like the CPU is doing a lot of jobs in here. Let me just take a look. Loading preprocessor open pose. So maybe some things are being done on the CPU and not on the GPU. Oh, now it's starting actually. Okay, now it went to 9%, 90%. This is also probably what you call a warm up. Not warm up. Cool startup. Like, the first time you run a function, sometimes the things are in low voltage and save energy. Okay, finished. Okay, response received. So now we have the transform 0. So you see it's very similar because I put like the same template, the same seeds, everything very similar. So because all this suggests is like you get the pixel space, you get the image here. It's like I dropped like very little. So it's gonna be very similar. Just to remember like how is the template originally. Like this. So this returns all the frames technically. So let me just see if this works. Import helpers. Maybe from helpers. Video. Actually, it's better not to do it like that. I prefer to just from helpers video to frames. So then now let me just get frames. You're gonna see. So I have frames. Gonna be like this. Input. Then I can just add a breakpoint here. This is a debugging function. So instead of having to code on this I can just Python transform, right? Oh, no CV2. Pip install. Actually, let me show you something. If I just copy these and put in Stable Diffusion, it really understands what I'm supposed to do. I find this very interesting. Like I just put the error and then oh yeah, I had to do this. Because I'm not to be honest, I did this because I'm never sure if it's OpenCV Python or Python OpenCV, the name of the, because you import it as a CV2. But anyway, so it's installing. I can add to the requirements, a good practice, like add everything that you need, like the requirements here. I also try to keep it in alphabetical order, but it's not requirements. Just because, like in my own research, I have this file is huge. So like if I want to see what is going on, it's, okay, transform.
I see. We have worked with projects like requiring a lot of.
Oh yeah, more than 1,000. It's very
More than
easy.
1,000, really? Shit.
It's a bit there because this is actually the most simple way to keep track of requirements in Python. There are more specialized ways. Is it running? Ah, I know. First time you import OpenCV, it kind of compiles some stuff, I think. So it takes a while for the first time. And also because it's running on this computer.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a bit more slow. Okay. Transforming data from files. Okay, so we got it. Let's see the frames. Okay, maybe this is not a good idea. So you see how the strings are. This is all the video as a string. So you see there's a lot of repetition, even like beep 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 beep. Anyway.
Yeah, like predict the command line itself.
Yeah, anyway, let me just show the length. Okay, you have 181 frames. If we are thinking of 24 frames per second, around 7 seconds. Sounds about right? So let me just show frame 0. So this is just a list. Sorry. Damn, yeah. So even a single frame is huge. Like, what is the length of this? This is like 1,000,000. Yeah, whatever.
631.
Yeah. So how can we do this? I have to do a for loop now, right? With these things. I already have my basics in for encoding on this video to frame, so I'm gonna.
So each of this has been done, right? Like for example, it has worked on each of the image on the video. Like we have encoded all of them.
Encoding all of them. Actually, this is not exactly how I'd like to work. Usually, I would create a generator. Like generate, like as we go through the video, because if the video is very long,
Exactly.
this could generate a huge list on the memory.
Yes.
But this is a simple change. It's because the way that ChatGPT did it here is fine. We can just change this later.
Sure.
As Knuf said, root optimization is the source of all evil. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna do the frame in here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I want to create a function from this, okay? So all of this is actually gonna become a function. Because then I want to do the opposite, right? I want to get the frame.
Yeah.
And then but anyway, let's just see the first frame if it works also. Maybe it's a better idea to do the first frame first. Just to see if it's encoding a way it works. There's like sanity checking. And while it runs this thing, then I'm gonna do my function. So what is this? I want to because I don't want it to save all the images actually.
You don't want it to save all the images?
Like a bunch of JPEG. I want to save it as video. So let me just call it image to image, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have the frames and the info. Actually, it's gonna be the image, it's gonna be the info. And then I'm gonna get the response. Okay, so I have my payload. Let me hide this payload because it's not necessary. So the image is actually a string, a base64 string. Oh, sorry. I don't need this print anymore. No. I just want the response. Damn. Sorry. So then what I'm gonna do is like for this is gonna get this is gonna get a new base64, right? Yeah, response images. So this is gonna become, yeah, actually let me just do this. Then return response images. Let me just do return response images. I can just get this.
There's something like a video writer, right? Like in CV2.
Yeah, I think
Just check
probably.
this right now. So video is equals to CV2.video writer. We can just do it like this. Yeah.
And just say now do the opposite from a list of base64 strings, create a MP4 video. Let's see what it is. Yeah, this thing is very powerful. So it has the frames. Yeah, this is what you use.
Yes.
Just 4cc.
But I did it the old-fashioned way. I searched this shit over like this is.
It's just to save some time. Usually I like to search it.
Yeah, no, this is.
Because if I just because like I'm doing something that is not well considered, like I just copying and pasting.
No,
don't really do this. You know.
This is okay.
It's probably gonna break the first time. But anyway, let me just glue it here.
As long as we understand, like we run each of the lines of the code, I don't think it matters, to be honest. It's like even if I write it,
yeah, it has some mistakes. You see, like it's importing this stuff, but it's using NumPy here.
Yeah.
See, so it has some mistakes. I have to import NumPy. Import NumPy as np. So create a. So these are the frames. This is the output path. FPS 30. This is something interesting because I have to keep the same FPS from the original video. So how can I get the FPS from my original video? In size. What is this exactly? Because I think I got it's using this thing here. It's not this function. It's the get video FPS. I think I'm calling the wrong function. Oh no, it's get video FPS. Invalid base64 encoded string. Number of data characters cannot be one or more multiple. Yeah, this is the problem of using these ChatGPT functions. Sometimes this happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is not even being used actually. Frames to video. Frames to video use this thing. Am I calling the wrong thing maybe? What is this saying?
Video to frames. That's frames to video, isn't it? Is it?
Frames, yeah, frames to video, frames to video.
Yeah, but we are calling, like, for example, there's.
It's only in the end that it's being called. So why is it? Ah, I know it because it had that code.
Which one?
It had some code in here that was running. I erased it because it has this example. Okay,
Okay,
now it's working. Okay, something
What is this?
didn't work exactly.
98.
Actually says if image is not in response, print response. But then it says key error images. I
Key
don't.
error images. I see response.
Let me just take a look what was in it. Maybe it's not encoding the way that they wanted to be encoded.
Is this like a dictionary, the response one? Is it like a JSON file?
Yeah, I have to check. Let me
Can you
see.
print response?
Yeah, so this was my check against this, you see?
Yeah.
Let me just do a breakpoint in here. Just so that we can check. Transforming frame 1, you see?
Yeah.
Well, now it seems to be working.
What did you do? Did you add something else?
This thing is a bit fishy to me. Sometimes it just works, sometimes it just doesn't work.
Maybe it's the way, I don't know, the VS Code saves
Is it
files.
working for real? Let me just check the
I
server.
think it should fail again, right? If you haven't seen anything.
I think sometimes it's very slow on sending the video via base 64, you know, so it does take a while. Yeah, I think we might have to think of a better solution later because
Yeah. At least like we can make a video right now with this stuff.
yeah,
So that
yeah,
it's just like a proof of concept.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. It just got stuck. No console.
How is it stuck?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't run anything in here and it doesn't get the data. Oh, you see?
Image is not in response, okay?
So no, it's actually response invalid encoded image. You see?
Okay.
So it's because before I was doing it like this. File path, read bytes, decode as ASCII. So I think the problem is this thing. I remember that you need to decode as because in here, if you see the decoding part,
Yeah.
it gets video capture, it gets from array, new, RGB. Oh no, it does decode as ASCII. So I'm not really sure what is wrong in this thing.
Because I think
It's so strange because it just says invalid encoded image. Like it doesn't really
I think
explain very well.
yeah, I think does the video writer require like JPEG format instead of like ASCII 64?
No, this is a problem with how the server is responding. You see, because it does very similar to what I did before. So this is what I did before
Yeah.
for one image and it worked.
Yes.
You see, I got file path, read bytes, so it gets these buffered.
Can we do it again? Just
Convert
can we just like
image to
feed it again
base64
the image?
string. Buffered image new. Buffered paste. What is this exactly? What is this that is doing? Buffered paste view image. Then buffered. Because this is the frame, right? So it gets the frame to here. It gets RGB frame. Then it creates an image. Then it gets this thing and Oh, let's see. It defines a new image with the same size as the original one. Then it creates this. Then it gets this. Let me just see one thing, because I think what I was doing here.
Yeah.
Convert pillow image to base 64. Okay. It's very similar to what it's doing, but instead it uses bytes.io in here. Is it using bytes.io somewhere in here? So this is frames to video. It's in the other part. But if I have this, I can do this thing. Let me just try with this. So we have I have the original pill image. I just do the save, format JPEG. You see, so this is where I define the format.
Yeah.
And then the encoded image is going to be this, and I'm going to decode to ASCII. Let's see if this works. Yeah, ChatGPT, you didn't get it right. So let's see. Let's see if this thing works. Let me quit. Transform. I hope I didn't get stuck. Sometimes I just get stuck. Like the server. Oh, it's running. It is running. It is running, boys.
So what happened?
It was this. It was the JPEG format probably. It has to be in JPEG format, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So okay, transforming frame 2. We are going. Yeah, I mean this is very slow. I think my ideal world, each GPU would have a server, and I would just send a lot at the same time.
Yeah.
But this is gonna take a while, to be honest. This is really gonna take a while. Because this thing is...
No, it's still like, how many images do we have? Like 180, right?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's taking around 10 seconds per frame.
Yeah,
so
it's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, let's just wait there. Yeah, I mean, this is, as you said, it's just a proof of concept. I could actually just do parts of the frames, actually, like, just for us to test it.
I think it's generated like 3 images right now, yeah. We can just look at them as well.
No, so this is the thing, it's not saving the images.
Is it not? Oh, okay.
I only do it in the end, you know?
Oh, I see, okay.
I only do it in the end. I mean, it's here as a base 64 image in the memory, but I'm not saving it as a file. At least not for now. I mean, we could do this also. Could do add thousands of options.
Yeah.
One thing that we could do, I think, actually, this is simpler. We could just define, I don't know, a limit here. We could do like 24 frames. Or maybe even 10 would be fine. So just that, you know, like, if I is limit break, so that we can just check everything, you know. Let's just try to do like 5 first. Okay, transforming frame 1. It would be also good, like, if this thing had the possibility of, like, knowing it. Because I also have another idea
Yeah.
that we didn't explore last time. Because last time I was exploring like creating a script or
Yeah.
using the API, right? And we in the end we chose API. But I think it's also possible to use a CLI, like a command line interface, like we're doing here, like a bunch of commands. And so one thing that I was thinking is that like I could just call it via commands, and that way I could generate like 3 commands at the same time or something. I mean, there are many
Three
ways.
comments at the same time.
Because like I have 3 GPUs, so like instead of because one other idea that I had was like I would send the video to the server.
Okay.
In the server, then I would just ask it to run some scripts instead of running from my computer to the server, sending
I see. Is it
one
faster?
frame. Yeah, so that's the thing. I have to think about this. I think there are ways of making this faster actually. Uh, the way it is, but I still have to
Yeah.
think. Let me just see.
Also, the videos are we uploading them from our own phones or something? Like from
Yeah, it depends. It depends a lot.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's like if it's like a stored location, maybe we can do something else.
Yeah, we can do a lot of. There's a lot of ideas we can explore. Okay, so this is technically the last one because I put the limit to 5. It's just because I want to test these frames to video, no? Because if this breaks and then we are waiting like 100 or I don't know so how many.
Yeah.
That's why I think your idea is probably better, like to do, like to save the frames in the middle, so that if it breaks, if we lose some in the middle, server runs down. We
Yeah.
can continue from where we stopped.
Yeah.
We don't have to run it from the beginning. Of course, that we'd have to do some processing to save this, like create a file format maybe, and write it.
Like
in the,
like finally, I think what we can do is like this will take a little bit more time, of course, because we are writing the file and saving it. So
what happened?
it will take more time for the final video. Like for example, if there is no what they say in the middle of the making of the video process, there is no errors or any outage or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the size would be the same since we can just delete those images after we have made the video. It won't cost us. Yeah, but yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, but it's like you will need twice the size available.
I said output to be output.mp4, right? No, it didn't. Because
Is it stopped? Is
it's
it
stopped now. I think it's trying to write the video now. Because there is nothing in the server, you see?
Yeah.
The server is stopped already.
But we had but we had like 181 images, right?
Yeah, I don't like when this happens.
I mean, if it's just like 5 images, maybe we can try it again with saving the images now.
Let me just do something here. From reach, progress, import track. Let me add, because this is a way to, yeah, I already have reach in here, so. What is going on? Type checking off. It's fine. I don't know why it's taking so long. This frame's crazy. It's not even showing anything. Maybe the FPS is, I don't know. Maybe it has less than a second, so, because it only has like 5 frames. Yeah, we didn't even check how is the FPS of the video actually. I want to do this breakpoint in here. Yeah guys, I don't know what's going on. I have to try this again. Transform. This is something. No, this is not right. PFPS. Okay, so it's like 25, 24.9, you know? The FPS. Just delete this stuff. Is it running? It's running. I want to know what happened here. What does it have here? Like output frames? I'm appending them. Is this right? Yeah, images 0. I feel like this is right. Yeah, we can, but like after we have the proof of concept working, I also want to, like we can do some software engineering, like to get this better and like organize this, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 frames. 4 frames. Almost there. Last frame. And also one thing that I forgot here is like the audio. When we're writing here, you know?
Yeah.
We don't have the original audio.
Yeah, I think, but also are we, in this case, we are still maintaining the number of frames, right?
Yeah, it's still 24 per second.
Okay.
But this is gonna generate a mute video. I have to check how to.
The initial video was 24 frames per second, was it?
Yeah, I checked here. It was 24.97. You know.
Okay. So we just input that.
Okay,
one
so
number as well.
it's
Okay,
finished again,
Yeah.
but I don't see anything happening. I don't know what's going on. It's finishing here. What the heck? Is this? It doesn't even print this thing. Transforming frame 5. I don't know what's going on. Why is it? For iframe, enumerate frames. I have I bigger than the limit, so I is. I see. It still actually has to get to another one. Is this a memory problem? It was supposed to be I plus 1 more than the limits. Then we break. Or I could just do it here also. Or actually, there's even a better way.
Do we need this one?
You can just do frames to limits. I forgot about this possibility. I don't know why it just stuck. It literally
Can
just
we cancel
got
this?
stuck. Yeah, I have to cancel it. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
It was, yeah, we have to think of a way. I mean, there's some things that we have to do. First is, I think your idea is just to show you the FPS.
Yeah.
So see, 24 by 93.
Okay.
too small. And then continue. So, one thing that I also want to do is add a track to this. Maybe it's a better idea than transforming frame. I don't know what.
What is a track?
There is this Python package called Reach, and it basically creates some pretty stuff, and there is this track function. And it's let me stop this so that you can see what I'm talking about. Also, let me take this breakpoint out. I probably don't need the enumerate anymore. Like this. So it generates a progress bar. I mean, because it's so slow, you don't even see the progress bar running. But you will see when it ends, and it estimates the time to finish. Actually, Reach is a very interesting library.
Progress bar.
Yeah, Reach is a very interesting library. It has a lot of stuff actually. Like you see that I print this here. Oh, see, 20% done. And anyway, I think we have to think now of a way to save each step. You know?
Each step.
Like save. So what is 1 minute to finish? You see?
The images, right? One after the other.
1 minute 24 seconds almost. So, what is the idea? I'm gonna have the video. Let's say I have a really long video that I want to, because I always think of these things in scale. So what I have, let's say it breaks in the middle. I want it to be able to continue from where it stopped. So what do I want to do? It has to save each of the frames in a folder, for instance. So when it starts running, if I run the same function again, the same way, it's gonna check this folder. It's gonna, oh, I have 5 images already, so I have to start from the fifth.
Sixth image, right?
No, I have from the 6th. Yeah. It's because the index starts at 0, so it would still be 5.
I see. Yeah, I actually,
Yeah.
I actually like when you stopped. I knew that there was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 0, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5.
So
right?
basically, what we do here is we have a start. What? Sorry, my English. Start. You see?
Yeah.
We
It
have a
says like
start.
from 0, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the start, what it's gonna do is gonna basically like probably gonna have a folder here, and it's gonna do like a count. So it's gonna see actually not a count. What it does, to be honest, there is this function called glob, and you can just generate
So how do we know that it's the last frame?
like
50?
.jpg.
No. We when we save the frame, we
it's-
name it like
one,
1,
two,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
6.
yeah, exactly. It can be like this, or you can just count the JPEGs.
But it's like since we're saving on the same folder, and if we have a case where like there are multiple video files.
No, we can generate one folder for each
Each
file.
of okay, sure. We can do
I think it's better.
or if it takes too much time, you can get the time, create the timer, date time,
daytime for the image.
save it on the folder.
Yeah, I think for now, guys, I think the solution. I think the simplest, just like count. Like I can just get, I have the output folder, for instance. So let's do something different. Instead of doing output like this, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
You can
generate
take model name.
like I'm gonna get the input, let me just convert this to a path as it was before. So I'm gonna get the input, and this is why I like this path method a lot, because I can just get parents. So this would be like the files folder, you see. Then I'm gonna generate a new folder called with the same name. So it's gonna be this.stem. So it's gonna be a folder with this name, viral guy with mask.
I see.
Until here. This is the stem of a path. With all the extension. And then inside here I'm gonna generate frames. You know?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be my output path. Then I have output path, and I do make, yeah, it knows. This thing is very smart, so it knows. I want to generate the folders, make dir, you know?
Yeah.
And if exists is okay, because if they already exist, the default behavior is to raise an error.
Yeah.
So this damn thing happened again, you see? It's stuck. In the last one, it gets stuck. I'm not sure why. Let's just do the... I have no idea. Maybe it's a memory issue.
Can you do it with one image?
Yes, yeah, so...
You can just
I think this might save it, you know? So I have the output path, frames. So I'm gonna get the output path. I'm gonna check how many JPEGs it has. So glob, you see, iterate over this subtree in all existing files of any kind, including directories. So because this is a generator, I'm gonna have to, let me just do like existing frames. I'm gonna do lists of this, and so the start is gonna be the length of existing frames. So now I have the start. I can take the limit out, and then let's just take this thing out for now. Let's just like do as I did before. Remember, like I did all the frames, and then I called another function to output the video. Because I just want to see why this thing is like breaking like that. So I'm gonna get output frame. I have this output path. Actually, to write this thing to an image, I have to do I have to do this thing here. You see? So I'm gonna create a new function, define decode base64 image data, so the string, and then I'm gonna just do this and then return. I'm just gonna put data, damn data, and then this thing here is get frame size equals frame data dot size return. Okay, so now I have decode base64 image. So it basically gets the data, decodes, open the bytes IO, and then open the image. And so because this is an image, I'll close this. I have the image here. So this is the output frame. You just import this thing. And then I want to save this. Into my path. So my output path is gonna be, oh, maybe it already knows, right? Yeah, it already knows. But it's not start actually. I want the I, as you guys said, enumerate You see? So I have enumerate, and I have the I here. So there is no need to, damn. So there is no need to append to a folder or anything like that. It's just gonna track from the, append to a list. It uses the folder itself. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working like I expected, but let's try this. So just going back, I'm gonna have my input, I'm gonna get the name, I'm gonna create the folder frames. So it's gonna be like viral guy with mask / frames. I'm gonna create this folder, I'm gonna count how many JPEG images I have here, and from this number I'm gonna set the start. Actually, there is a bug here. It's start from, so it's
start +1, right?
yeah. So let's try this. Then I get the frames from that start. Output is not defined. I see. Let me just take this output name out. Let's take this limit out too. Is there any other call to output? I don't think so, right?
API preference?
Cannot convert to string for file name. Input. It's because this is a path. Let me just do string in here. It's fine. Just do this, it should work. Because it's a path object, so sometimes this thing doesn't work.
A path object is not save as string?
Okay, it created the folder, you see?
Yes.
So this worked. Let us see if it's gonna save the first file or not. It's working. Okay, it technically saved the first file. Okay, have 0. Okay. Looks. You see the abs? You see the abs?
Yeah.
And mask, right?
Yeah. Also, I want to print something here. Let's see what's it. Generating frames from index. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like this, but it's fine. I also want to know the number. Generating. In the end, we don't even need the FPS now because of this. Generating length frames. Okay, so generate the second one.
Yeah.
It's different.
Somewhat similar. It has
Yeah.
a wing now.
Yeah, but it's you see the hand, it's different.
Yeah, it also has a wing now, like a bat wing.
Yeah, that's true. Before, you see, it's interesting because we are using the same seed on all of these.
Yeah.
So the noise is gonna be similar.
Yeah.
But because the image is a bit different, the creativity is a bit different too. This is very interesting. Like from a research standpoint, it's like it imagine, because remember, like it's gonna see the original image, it's gonna see like a blurred. It's gonna be like, what is this thing here exactly? And then, oh, maybe it's just a construction and a tail. It looks like a dragon tail, and then the next one is like, no, maybe it's a wing.
Right.
Because this is the next part that I want to try. I want to like feed the previous frame into the next one, you know, because I think it could help generating like more consistent, because this is gonna generate, when we see as a video, it's gonna generate like flickering, you know. It's gonna be a bit strange to watch this.
I think that's the problem that those guys on Reddit were talking about, right? Because it's like
Yeah, it generates some flickering. So it looks like it got stuck again. I don't know what's going on. Like it just, I don't know what happens. It just stops. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, this is a problem with this thing. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't process. It doesn't do anything. I have no idea what is going on.
But it created the second image, right?
It created a second, then it got stuck.
Okay, so
Let's see if it continues from where it stopped. Because you see, like, it's. I think maybe it's a thing of the server.
issue, yeah.
Like, the server maybe doesn't send it back. Because it takes. Sometimes. The problem is that, like, sometimes it's HTTP requests that can kind of time out. Maybe because it takes so long, like 20 seconds to generate one image. It could, like, just, like.
Yeah, is it also failing on the same image?
No, in this case it's like it was the third one. Previously was the fourth or fifth, something like that.
It might be a timeout, you know. It's like we
Yeah.
were lucky with this image, then
I'm
it
not
don't have a
sure.
timeout or something like that.
Generating 181 frames from index 2. So you see? It is working. Because it got 0, got 1, now it's 2. Yeah, it's here, it's working, but it's like it takes 20 seconds. And I'm not sure why. One thing else that's possible because of Python, like one thing that we could try is like create a timeout, and if it gets more than like 30 seconds, just try the request again. No? Try it again. Try it
Yeah,
again.
we have a retry.
Different.
We have a retry loop.
Yeah.
I think it's like a package, I guess.
Ah, there is that's true. There is a very good package. This is good for you to know. There is a what is it called?
We had this in
Tencent? No,
making
not Tencent. No, I forgot the name of the package. It's a very good package.
in Python.
Python retry package. Tencent Tenacity. Tenacity. It's a very good package. It's very well built. This guy actually wrote a book on Python, Julian Danjou. It's very good. It's because it's really simple. Like you just import this retry decorator,
Yeah.
and it worked. And they have something that this is what I love about this. So you see, like retry, then I can add stop after attempt 5,
Yeah.
or stop after delay. So it has the timeout built in.
Yeah. And if we can describe the nature of the timeout, is it the number of tries or is it the number of
Yeah,
seconds?
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
we had this
Got
one.
stuck again. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's running out of memory. I'm not sure. It is running out of memory. Maybe. No, but this is 15 gigabytes. It has more than this. Definitely has more than this. I wonder if it doesn't like free the memory. It could be a memory leak.
What is the error code that we're getting? We're just
No, there's no error code. It's just stuck. It's stuck.
okay.
Let me just stop this, and I'm gonna stop the server too. Run it again. And one thing that is a very big authentication issue, like the authentication is only on the UI. There's no authentication on the API.
There is no authentication on the API. It's
The-
open.
Yeah, the API is open.
Okay.
Also, it's putting it on a public URL, but this is okay. Let me try it again.
What did we do now?
So you see, it starts with 5 gigabytes only. So it could be a memory leak indeed. It could be like not freeing, using the memory, not freeing it.
Yeah.
So it just like gets stuck at some point. It cannot process anything anymore, and it doesn't generate an error. Is it working? Applying optimization. Applying weights to maybe this is the first like starting up, so it's a bit slower. But it was a good thing to save the JPEGs, you know, because now probably, I mean, we don't lose everything. But I'm thinking because the first day, you know, 2 weeks ago, when we tried using trying it with a batch,
Yeah.
I have the feeling like it was much faster overall. So
I think we did something like 30 frames and
yeah, I feel like this using the script does have the power to, yeah, I have to think this week on this. Or we can just
I have no idea like what the server is getting, like for example how it's working.
yeah. I mean,
I'll ask
it's
Nishimaki to come.
it's working now. It's at least it's working. So that's a good sign, I think. Um, that's a good sign. Okay, we got one frame, I think. No? Oh no, it's running. Yeah, frame does take a while, you know, to generate. Does take some time here. Okay, got another frame. Okay, it is what it is. Because I think the problem here is that like you have two control nets and the image, right? So what it's doing is like uh, first one control net, then another control net, then the image. So like it runs like kind of 3 times. I don't know exactly. Oh, but now it's working faster. JPEG 3. It's it's interesting. The wings are. It's like it's becoming more like wings, you know.
Yeah.
Like here there are no wings. Then you see one wing. Then you see kind of like this is a wing. This became a wing.
Yeah.
And then this is more like this disappeared, and now this is more like a wing.
Yeah, there is no consistency there. We will generate like a cool video, but it's not like keeping
Yeah,
true to its original image.
yeah,
I could say maybe.
it's
I don't
fine.
know.
Anyway, I think we at least got to a working point today.
Yeah.
If in the last week there was like, you know. But I think from this, you guys can probably play a bit with
I can
the.
try this. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got
Yeah, I
the
haven't got.
Ubuntu working in your computer or
I
something,
haven't got it yet, but I think
it should be fine.
I'll check with Naish and how, like, see how it did. Like, I still don't have the access to servers.
I see.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we can do it, maybe. And for getting the inputs, like, for how are you planning to like get? Are we going to create like a website to get the videos from other people? or images or
Create
prompts?
a website.
Like, how are you going to get the images, the initial images from the prompts and everything? Like, we need to drop
Yeah.
it somewhere.
So the template I think
Yeah.
from Civit AI.
See with AI.
Yeah, this website that we were getting the Lauras from, you know. Civit, I think it's how this is pronounced. Civit AI.
Okay.
Civit, Salva.
Okay. See with. Okay.
Civit AI. So this is where we got the model. So this is also where we got the prompt from.
Yes.
So we can just like get like this image, and then when we put as a template, that's where the steps, the prompt, the negative prompt, all those metadata comes from.
Yes.
It comes from this image.
I see. So these images are already optimized, right?
Yeah.
For example, like these are all have they all have
The
prompts in the text.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Like we could try the same video with different templates.
Yeah.
It would generate different outputs.
Yeah, I think it's the next step to do here. Can do that.
So it looks like it got stuck again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I have to maybe we have to change the approach because this thing gets stuck too easily. Anyway, we have a proof of concept. We might have to circle back to working a script if this API just doesn't work for some strange reason. I'm not sure what is going on here. It just gets stuck. It just
Okay, so we can.
It's probably something in the server.
This is our server. Like, right now we connected to our server using the API, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
can do the. You know what I can do also? I can do the. How was I gonna say the retry, right? Retry. Let me just do tenacity retry with timeout. But I think this is a problem of the server. Like even if we retry, it doesn't. So stop after attempt. You see?
Yeah.
The thing is that this thing raises an exception. We would have to make a
Do you think it's because of like
request.
the length of the request? Because I'm not sure. Like, for example.
No, but all of the others had the same size.
length, request length, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but since there's like no.
I think the problem,
Yeah.
you know, like all the image that we are doing, at least they should be here, I think. Yeah, because this was the first one that we did. These were the other ones. Like it saves this stuff in here, you know. So it's also oh, so this is from today. But this I think is from the UI, right? So it saves all these images. I don't know if this is the problem or not, but maybe it is like I don't know. Maybe it's doing something strange. So this was from the video that we did. It was it was much faster the other time. Yeah, I'll have to think about this because maybe using the CLI is the best idea. I'm not sure. Images, what is this? This is the original video, all the frames. Not all actually, right? I remember I reduced the FPS to be honest. So this is not all the frames. Yeah, I have to think of a better way of doing this. But anyway, let me just see the retry. Timeouts in Python requests. There is a timeout parameter. Okay, timeout. You can put like 30 splits. Timeout. This computer also doesn't have. So let's do 60 seconds. And then yeah, so this is what I want. Or maybe just stop after delay, stop after attempt. Yeah. Like retry. This computer is terrible. Seriously. Let me just kill this thing. Stopped after attempt. Let's say 2. What? No, it's not this. From tenacity. Import. Retry. Have to install it, right? Click install tenacity. And this stop after attempt. Is this installed already? It looks like it's installed. So, oh, sorry, it's actually stop equals stop after attempt to, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be done. Okay, let me transform. Okay, now it is working again. Yeah, because it's like, it's boring if I have every time like to kill it myself and then run it again, you know? Like I mean, we are just starting. Of course, we can do some software engineering tricks that make everything more stable and
also I think we still haven't figured out like why it's pausing.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's something the server like gets stuck and doesn't send a message back. That's why I'm thinking that using I can actually Google this stable diffusion web UI. What was it? CLI. If there is some sort of CLI in this stuff, they can probably be there. Command line arguments. Says API only. This is not it. Yeah, this is just like configuration stuff. Low VRAM. Low RAM. Low VRAM. Enable stable diffusion optimization for sacrificing some performance for low VRAM usage. A lot of speeds. Oh, this is bad actually. I can take this out then.
Low RAM?
Yeah, it was using this thing. Actually, let me take all these things out. And also, I want to see what is this allow code. I didn't understand it last time. Allow custom script execution from web UI. I'm not sure if this is about the scripts that we can write or not. Anyway, yeah, it's running here.
Yeah, we can figure this out, I think.
But it's indeed it's using like, is this running? Oh, it's Team 4. What is it doing then? I don't know why sometimes it's faster, sometimes it isn't.
But we hit the same API the previous week, right?
Yeah, but it was with these configurations of low VRAM and stuff, so I'm not sure. Why is it not generating new frames? Please, come on. It's funny, one thing that I noticed, just quickly talking about this, like it has this TikTok logo here,
Yeah.
but in the original video, I think the TikTok logo is like down here. I'm not sure. Yeah, you see? Ah no, in this one's, yeah, no, this one is
The
in the top.
initial frame it was.
I know, but
Oh,
yeah, but
so does it have the initial frame as the girls?
I don't think it does because it doesn't show up here, you see?
Yeah.
I'm not
So
sure.
why are we seeing that image in the video? In the
I
original video.
think this is something with this MP4 format. It's just get this, but like this is just like literally the first frame. I'm not sure, but I think it has to do with the format because I mean we are reading from the first and it doesn't have this, so. Oh, but now it continued.
6.
Now it's
5.
working. Yeah, so probably you're gonna have to do image by image and then join the JPEGs. Yeah, I think that's the only way to do this. I just hope this thing doesn't get stuck again. Let's watch. And it got stuck. It's just because I said. Okay, got the 7. Interesting. It changed like the color of his face.
The wings disappeared again.
Yeah. But one thing that is interesting about using the LoRa's, I don't see the background changing so much. It looks like, I don't know, like the inside of the Death Star or something, but it's very
For
similar.
me, it seems to like a city pattern.
Yeah,
It's like
it's a very similar
like
pattern.
what they call
Yeah,
like a
it got
helicopter shot.
it literally got stuck again. Literally. Alright. Let me do something. I want to try. Interesting. It didn't stop here because it does know that the server died. But let me try this without this stuff. Okay, it's launching. The Fusion wrapper has millions of parameters. Is it running? It's funny that this thing didn't actually time out. Oh. It raised the read timeouts. Is the model working? Okay, it got the information from it. It's because in the beginning it feels like it's really running a lot of stuff. Loading config. Loading open pose. Loading I don't know what. Okay. But this is definitely very slow. I need to think of a better way. because also using the API has a bit more flexibility. Oh, it's running something. Total progress. So it's already 5:42. You guys want to stop? It's yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
17:42.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. It's okay. This is how it works. We can.
Yeah, this is. I think now this is like.
I'll
I think.
try.
I think the see like we have already like generated the images. Once the video gets generated, the proof of concept will be over. You know. Then after that,
Yeah.
it's just like software engineering problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's about
Yeah.
organizing this. But it's. I mean, we don't have an answer for why it's getting stuck.
Yes.
I hope that with the like because I took out the some of the things in here, maybe it will be faster. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because it was using a configuration that was limiting the amount of GPU memory I could use, but I still see it only reaching 20%, so I'm not sure what's going on. And it seems like it got stuck again. Yeah, I don't understand, guys. I have to take a look into this. It gets stuck fairly often. For like seemingly no reason. It's funny, guys. What happens if I run it locally now?
I think it should work, but it will take time, right?
Because if it's stuck, like, let me just chicken.
See, because I think because even like
It does run. It does run.
Yeah, so
You
like
see?
the loops ran, it's like the images ran 2 or 3 times. So it's not like a problem of whether,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I am thinking it might be a better idea to create our own script in the end.
For what?
Like for doing this stuff that we want, instead of using
Their UI.
the API.
Yeah.
Oh, it unstuck the other one. What the hell? The other one got unstuck. It seems it's running something in here. See? This is so strange.
Okay. What is the log? What does the log say? They just ran. Okay.
It's
Can you scroll up where you ran the?
Yeah. So this was running the chicken.
Okay.
It doesn't say exactly what it got. But because this one it doesn't use it was not using the control net. So maybe there is something in the control net that is getting it stuck. If it got stuck every 100 frames, but not every 2 frames. Oh, it's saying here that it's gonna take 1 hour to finish. Yeah, this is also something I think.
No, we can finally like when everything is ready and once you figure out stuff like how to optimize this on a PC, we can just like create a Docker file and post this on like AWS somewhere, so that it's like once we just like give it a command, it runs by itself on the resource.
Yeah.
But that would be like 100%. Now that's like a small project, Now this is
Yeah.
like 100% done. That would cost us money, but
No, but I think that our way of solution here. I'm thinking because we have this code and we are running like requests. It's running and magic. It's just the chicken. The chicken got it unstuck. You see that there are some random chickens here. It's funny because this looks like some Japanese game chicken. I don't know, like Harvest Moon or something. But anyway, like I think maybe if we could use the UI in our
Yeah.
stuff too, it could be a good idea.
Do you
because
want to use?
it has a lot of the functions, you know.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, I have to think about this because yeah, I actually have some code that I started on running this inside a Docker.
Oh, you already have.
Yeah, because we are running directly on the server of the Docker,
Yeah.
I cannot like install other packages.
Yes.
I can also install like a newer Python version, for instance. I'm stuck with the Python version that they have. I'm stuck with a lot of stuff that I have to just accept in here. But if I had um, running directly on here, I think it could be. Yeah, this thing now it's running. It's just, I mean, it's very slow, but it is running frame by frame. One thing that we can also do, and let me do this quickly here. Stable diffusion web UI. I'm just gonna bother someone in the internet. That's what the internet is made for. So let me just get to this issue and movie to movie maybe. I don't know. Cause into it maybe scripts. Because it has this M2M. I just want to understand how it works. Because when I tried, it just generated the same image many times, you know. But this is from March 11. Add an API interface to get the current scripts lists. Animator v6. I have no idea what this scripts does. Is there anywhere that they explain these scripts? Hello all. I was just wondering if there is a place I could learn how to use the scripts. I tried running la 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 control M2M, but it keeps generating the same image multiple times. Yeah, so I posted there. Maybe the guys who respond to me, maybe they won't. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is running. How many we have? Woo! 13 frames. 14. We are going.
How did the chicken fix it?
I have no idea how the chicken fixed it. Maybe it just likes that I did the chicken. I have no idea. Oh, an error card? This isn't bad. I will have to rerun this one then. Oh no, it's okay.
I don't know. Like maybe you have to add code to run chicken inside. If it gets stuck, run chicken.
This thing is sometimes coding is a bit, how can I say, hard to decipher, you know?
But I think we can localize the problem, right? It's more.
Yeah.
But now we can't.
Is this strange? Also, this is like a side
Since
note,
yeah,
but it's not showing the time here. I'm not sure why.
It should show time.
It got stuck again.
Okay, I never used that one.
This is strange. Let me generate another chicken. Where are the chicken? Chicken. Where do you go now? Let's say pigs. I mean, some of them are in a bad situation here. This one has no nose. But then unstuck, it generated a pig, and it did not unstuck the thing, so I don't know. Yeah, guys, on Fortnite, I don't know what is going on here. We have to. I think maybe it's just like processing too much images, you know, like sending back and forth. I think. You see? Yeah, read timeout. It's just timed out. Yeah, we have to think of another way of doing this. Unfortunately. Anyway, I think it's good for today. We can continue next time. Let me just stop. Did it not record? Oh no, it